And we are live, queuing up the theme song.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah.
It's a new experience.
Yeah, keep your ears open for this one. You got a question for RLM? It's time to get some answers, baby.
Oh, now we getting real.
Get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now.
Time to get real. Oh, what a morning. What a morning. Welcome. One of these days, I'll have a real studio with some help. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality with yours truly, global happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner, but most importantly, a student, ongoing student, always learning, always expanding, always growing. There is never a downtime. There is never any vacation, time off, breaks. When I say happiness specialist, what the hell are you talking about? Well, thank you for asking. When I talk about happiness, it's not about something happens and now I feel good, or this happiness is an energy. It's a personal energy. It's a personal vibration of contentment, of peace and contentment, regardless of what happens. And the good news is, to my dear audience, the good news is that happiness, inner peace, contentment, that vibration, that energy are all practiced skills. That means anyone. Somebody was asking me the other day, well, who's your market audience? Who's your not market, who's your target audience? Anybody and everybody that is interested in experiencing more peace and more contentment along this journey called life. And hi, good morning. Good morning. And so when I talk about happiness, it is about a practice. And today's topic is the truth about this experience called life. And so it comes down to what is the truth about this? I keep hitting about this life. What is real, and what is an illusion? And the real. I have a couple of people in the chat. And the real. Good morning, Jay. And the real answer is it's not what I was taught. 70 years old now, and the experience, the life itself is an experience. And if I or you were taught at an early age, were shown the truth at an early age, that all this is an experience, without any judgment, without anything to do, without any shoulds, without any kind of agenda. This is just an experience to be had. Can you imagine? I don't know about you, but I can. Morning. I don't know about you, but I can imagine. It is a different way of living when I let go, practice surrendering, practice trusting that everything that is unfolding, and I mean not just some things, everything that is unfolding, all of it is, number one, there for a purpose. Number two, is in order. Number three, is serving me at the highest level. Now, what happens is the ego, the mind, gets in the middle and saying, no, something needs to be different, or no, this event shouldn't be happening, or the resistance to what is, the resistance to the present moment. The resistance is the issue. The resistance is the challenge. And I'm here to say that there is nothing to resist. I know it's horrible. There is nothing to resist. There is nothing to judge. There is nothing to attach to. There is no person, no event, nothing to attach to. The truth about this life is it's not what was taught. And listen, the masses up here, there's different documentaries for different people in the news, maybe a different sports figure or a pop. For instance, I like football. And so there's always a documentary on a player, somebody that won or got to the Super Bowl, or even Michael Jordan did. What did he? It was called The Last Dance, 10 episodes. So it's just a biography or a documentary about a person's life. And I'm going to say that few people are chosen. Stay with me. A few people are chosen to be awakened, to realize, to have this consciousness, to have consciousness be the leader, scratch the leader, to have consciousness be the driving force, or to realize that this human state, number one, is very temporary, and it's just so quick. The human state is not the real state. Scratch. I don't want to say not the real state. It is an experience. It is a manifestation of consciousness. God, source, the universe wanted to experience all of this, everything that has happened to this person entitled Rebecca, to this human entity, Rebecca. All of it, everything that has happened, and if it's me, it's about you too. Everything that has happened, everything, and I don't mean, oh, this feels good, okay, I accept that. All of it. Is it possible to accept everything? Is it possible to accept everything that happens and everything that isn't happening? Is it to accept? Is it possible to get to a state of acceptance to the point where there's really nothing else left? And when I'm talking about left, it is really getting in tune with that inspiration and acting on inspiration, because you can feel the difference from being inspired and or being, well, God, I haven't done this for 6 months, and I have this goal, and I have to complete this goal in 2 weeks. I'm here to share that more and more and more of letting everything go, and putting a spotlight on the mind, and knowing that the mind is not me, the mind is not you. The thoughts and the stories are just that. Can we start looking at the thoughts and the stories in the head as just entertainment, bad entertainment, drama? There is nothing When I talk about nothing, I mean nothing. It's really, my ego says it's very disappointing. This enlightenment, or this getting to this another level of understanding is very disappointing. There's nothing here. Nothing. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to judge, nothing to fret about, nothing to look forward to. It's just in the moment, it's horrible. It's horrible to the mind. And let me share with you, I'm not going to say it's a battle with the mind, but it is a constant putting the mind in its place. It is a constant letting the mind know that no, you are not in charge of any of my emotions. You are not responsible for the emotions. You are not responsible for anything that the mind will come up as this is happening because. It really is about letting all of this shit go and practicing enjoying, especially enjoying the things that the mind resists. Talk about you want to cripple this entity, this ego, this mind. You want to cripple it. How about letting the mind know that I'm not believing anything that you're coming up with. I'm not using you to analyze. I'm not using you to theorize. I'm not using you to come to a conclusion. The stories are so quick to appear, and they're so logical, and they're just and interesting, and yes. But I'm here to tell you, I promise you, I'm here to tell you the true discovery is that God is having an experience through this body and wants and deems everything that's happening as good, using air quotes, good, as good. I mean everything. Oh, it's very there's freedom, there's a lot of freedom, but then there's a lot of a struggle, and the only struggle is because of how long that I've sat and listened to the mind, how long that I've allowed the mind to even take a seat at the table. You following me? Even a seat at the table. You don't get a seat at the table. You do have your place. No, you do have I'm talking to the mind, the ego. You do have your place, but but your place is not your place is not here. Scratch that. The mind is not here to bring any peace. There is always, if you are aware and you really practice just being aware of the mind and how it works and what it does and what it doesn't do, there is always a problem. Always. There is always something that could have been done differently. There is always a questioning. This would be better, a preference. And that's when I actively give the mind less and less attention. Let me give you a perfect example. There's a gentleman at the gym. I know I shouldn't be picking on people that are 97 years old, but I do. 97. And listen, Rebecca has judgments about everybody, including herself. But you see how I put it? Rebecca has. It's really the separating is key. So back to back to this gentleman at the gym, 97 years old, just turned 97 about a month ago. He's in the gym every day, lifting, and he's said some things to me about, yeah, I have more money that I even know what to do with. I mean, I've never said that. I have more money that I don't even know what to do with. What? What is this? Rebecca has a judgment about cheap people. I'm just letting you know, Rebecca has a judgment about cheap people, not who I am, who I really am, but Rebecca, that entity, definitely. And I was sharing with this person information about passwords and how you get the passwords on the routing box, or the box that's a router. How can you be a state of consistent happiness when you're always judging? Exactly. But see, this is the thing. It's the awareness of the judgment, number one, Jay. Not only the awareness of the judgment, but the awareness of knowing which entity is judging. That's the key. I can watch, observe Rebecca and do all of her things. But it's not when I say it is a small, scratch that. I have identified with this Rebecca character for decades. And now at 70, the practice is not to identify, it's almost as if watching a movie, you have the television on, you have a drama on, and watching the movie, I know it's not real. I'm not taking it seriously. I'm not thinking that it's important. I'm not even giving I'm not even giving it any time of contemplation, because this identity has stolen identity. This identity has assumed, scratch that, assumed, has tried to assume this is who you are. You are Rebecca Norrington. You are, at this age, 70 years old. You are, add the extra, add whatever title you want to use behind the name. But I'm here to say, letting go of that humanness is key. It is a practice. It is a practice of separating from the human. I don't even know what that is or what that's called, but there is a separation. And to watch the human get all involved and suffer based on something that is happening. But when you practice letting go gradually of all of that human identity, there is nothing but contentment and peace that follows. And what happens is, what the world finds important and what the world thinks is serious and what the world wants to focus on is not even is not number one. Interesting is not, it's not, because it's not real. There's just, this world is just so quick, and the illusion and this one dimension, this specific dimension, there is so much more And when I talk about, when the topic of the show is the truth about, what is topic of the show is the what is the truth about the truth about this experience called life, is if you don't get anything else, you are not what you were programmed to believe that you are. The truth about this life is, as soon as I breathe my last breath, this is what I believe. As soon as I breathe my last breath and wake up in a new place, in a new spot, in a new area that's not here on earth, wake up, because there is going to be a wake up. Then what I've researched, what I've looked at, what, even looking at those NDAs, a near death experience, no, not NDAs, NDEs. NDA is something else. Near death experiences, the story is the same, is that they wake up into a place where it feels light, all love, all heavenly, ease, love, light. And this place right here, earth, this place, this human is just a dream, is just an illusion that will be over sooner than later. Just a dream? How can I take anything seriously if all of this is just a dream? And the answer is, practice not taking anything seriously. But I'll tell you, the world takes everything seriously, from political to global warming to animal rights. I mean, all of it's so war, all of it's so serious. And I'm here to say that, yes, if you practice identifying with the human, you will, let me just say, I will get caught up in the human. It's time to let go. And if not now, when? How can you be in a state of consistent happiness when you're always judging? And so let me just get back to the state of continuous happiness. And again, the happiness is a vibration of contentment. If I'm vibrating contentment 24/7, if I am rooted in peace 24/7, guess what? There's nothing else. What else is there? And I get a lot of pushback. Well, gee, what a wasted life. what a life of absolutely zero productivity. The more exposure to the truth, the more acceptance of the truth, the easier all of this gets. The more acceptance of every single present moment, the more practicing acceptance, the more practicing of trust, the more noticing the program of this doesn't really look like success, because success looks like this. You follow, you know what I'm saying. This really doesn't feel like, the words, the buzzwords are success, abundance. Let me just say this: anybody that is selling you something, no judgments. Anybody that is selling you something is telling you something. If they're selling, they're telling. The gurus and the global motivational speakers in the world that are selling are not telling the truth, that it has nothing to do with the achievements. Practice more than what you create a base for acceptance first. Practice more than what? I don't understand that question. Practice more than what you create a base for acceptance. Foundation for acceptance, also trust. And really letting this mind do what it's going to do, but giving it less attention, turning the volume all the way down. And this was the story I was going to share at the gym. I just brushed right over it. So I helped this gentleman out. He had some kind of attachment that was going to give him free cable or free TV shows. I don't need, or more channels to watch. And he couldn't figure out the password. And I said, well, the password is on your modem, that little box, or I think it's called a modem, router, modem, whatever it is. It's a little square box. I said, your password is there. Because he was looking for, he says, I don't have a password. And I said, well, it's on the modem. It's on your router. And he said, oh, I'll look for it, because there's a lot of numbers on there. I said, you'll see it. And after I told him that, we were still, because this was at the gym. After I told him that, I listened to this. Rebecca was waiting for a thank you. You hear me? Listen to this. And then Rebecca didn't get a thank you. So Rebecca said, his name, let me just give him an alias. How about this? His name is Alias. And so Rebecca said to Alias, you're welcome. This is when so you see the difference between how Rebecca, the consciousness Rebecca, and Rebecca the human. So Rebecca the human said, you're welcome. Because Rebecca the human had expectations of a thank you. And do you know what Alias told me? Alias said, I'll thank you, and I'm quoting, I'll thank you if everything works. I'm not going to thank you now until I plug it in, I put in the password, and it works. The equipment works. And Rebecca was very bothered by that. As Rebecca said, you'll thank me when it works. How about me just even giving you the information? Doesn't that get a thank you? But obviously it didn't. So the next day, guess what? The password that was on the router, it worked. He plugged everything in. Now he's got a working, I don't know if it's Netflix or whatever, a movie. I don't know, whatever he has, but it's working now. He figured out the password. And then he tells, this is the next day, and he says, thank you. I'm here to tell you thank you. Everything worked. But the information you gave me, this is the password, it worked. And then Rebecca said, you see, okay, follow me. It was just a couple of days ago. And then Rebecca said, your thank you is a day late. Do you see the difference? Now, this Rebecca person, this Rebecca entity is never going to be satisfied, is never going to be happy. There is always something to it's called, the program is called tit for tat. So Rebecca said, your thank you is a day late. That was yesterday. Now today, can you and Rebecca has this idea, well, if this ungrateful person asks me for anything else, I'm not helping, because you don't even know how to say thank you. So I'm not going to help. You hear all of this? And acting out. Not only is Rebecca having the thoughts and is being acted out. Full disclosure. So today, this guy needed my help again. And this is the difference between December 14th, 2025 and a year prior. How's that? 6 months prior, a year prior, definitely 5 years prior. Ask me for someone's name. I know you know his name. What is it? And Rebecca wanted to say, well, you don't know how to say thank you, so I'm not going to help you. To a 97-year-old man. And in this moment is where the mind, the ego, the brain, the stories, either I'm going to allow these thoughts to, yeah, do that. What I've done all my life, most of my life. Yeah, do that. Don't help. No, the ego is crushed. The ego is crippled. The ego loses its power when I do not allow it to dictate behavior, words, actions. Do you follow? You hear the difference? And it is very subtle. And even the behavior that it dictates, number one, is there's always a problem. There's always some kind of beef. There's always some kind of drama. If I had said, no, I'm not going to help you, you didn't thank me, all of this is just more added drama. Does this even add to peace? Absolutely not. The truth about this life is it is not what the mind thinks it is. It is not what the brain, what the ego thinks it is. It is something entirely different. This is just an experience. It is not the stories. It is not the thoughts. It is just an experience without the human programmed judgment. And that's the key. The programming, putting a spotlight on, putting a focus on, knowing the difference between the programming thoughts, the programming stories, and letting all of that go. The ego, the mind, is so consumed with, this is who you are. You are your name. You are your titles. You are what's in your bank account. You are your relationships. You are this. And I'm here to say you're more. One of the things that let me just share. Where there's this. Here we go. Something that's in my book. This is my latest book. It's called Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. Now, in this book, I list 56 program behaviors. And as soon as you're born, you're given a name, a nationality, a religion, a race, a culture, and then you spend the rest of your life identifying and defending that program. And I'm here to say that this life is more than the programming. And the freedom comes with identifying and eliminating the programming one program at a time. 56 program behaviors is a lot of behaviors. And the other thing is having a preference, of what the mind or the ego says should be happening. Is there anything in nature? Is there anything in the wild that should be happening other than what it just happens? And it really is about we are installed with those beliefs, the confirmation base solidifies. That's right. And the thing is, the programming just gets deeper and deeper and deeper embedded to the point where is that a program thought? Yes, it is. Talk about the truth. There's nothing. there's this, I'm not going to say the word should. This is empty. The emptiness is awareness. The emptiness, when I say emptiness, I'm talking about the mind being empty and the mind being silent. And my mind is not silent. I don't know why I'm yelling at you, but my mind is not silent. It's never silent. It always has something to offer. And I'm telling you right now, my dear audience, that offering is what the mind offers has nothing to do with reality. What the mind offers has nothing to do with peace or contentment. What the mind offers has nothing to do with the state of reality. The truth about this experience called life, the truth about it is nothing to do with what you think it is. It's not the accomplishments. It's not the books. It's not the radio show. It's nothing. It is just and the masses in the world are just so ass I was going to say backwards, but they're really not backwards. It's just not their time to wake up. It's just not their time to be exposed to the truth. And that's one of the only ways that I can practice being at peace with these people that just don't get it. It's just not their time. I say we're all avocados. And some people, it's just ripe. It's just their time. We are as different as our fingerprints, and it's just their time. Some people, it's their time. Some people, it's not. What is my job? My job is to accept without judgment accept without judgment wherever these people are. And I use these people, meaning that it's just not their time to understand. It's just not their time to get to this another level of consciousness. It's just not their time to be awakened. Nothing wrong with them. It's just not their time. So that's the truth. Ego programming. It's all ego programming. It's all programming. When someone was asking me, well, are we programmed at birth? We're not programmed at birth. We pop out being, there's nothing. But the mind does get programmed. The person does get programmed at a very early age, even to the point of put a jacket on. It's getting cold. It's cold. Wash your hands. It's dirty. You're going to get germs. I mean, I see it all the time. Anyway, that's the end of today's show. Does anyone have any questions? Specific questions. Specific questions. Let me just do this. When I say 56 program behaviors, let me just. And this is something else I want to share. These gurus that are out here, these gurus, inspirational influencers, motivational speakers, if someone is selling you something, if they are selling, they are telling. I don't think Buddha, Jesus, Confucius, all of the Alan Watts are selling something. You follow me? Because the selling, do this, accomplish that, achieve this, more, but it has nothing to do with how content you're going to feel. I know too many, I know billionaires, I know too many people that are successful with all of the titles, all the activities, all the private jets, all the money. There is no contentment. There is no peace. Nothing wrong with it, but the contentment, the ability to feel and be content is the highest of achievements, if you ask me. I know so many people with so many things, so much money, activities, always doing so. Oh, gotta plan for tomorrow. Gotta plan that vacation. Nothing's wrong with anything I'm saying, but there is no peace. And all I'm here to say is, what do you value? What are you prioritizing? Is it peace and contentment, or is it something else? One of my biggest eye openers, I remember when I retired and I moved to Oregon in my dream home, surrounded by trees, a creek in the backyard. Oh, you know, picture windows, custom house, middle of the forest. You couldn't even hear you could hear the birds. You could even hear a fly buzzing. It was so quiet. I just knew that was going to bring being in that spot. The contentment that I'm talking about, the peace that I'm talking about, has nothing to do with a location or a circumstance. It is something to do with a state of mind, a state of being, and maintaining, staying there. Because the ego will try to pull me out. Represent me, talk for me, behave for me. But the practice is knowing the difference. And the practice is less and less and less of feeding the ego and starving it instead. This is what I wanted. So there's he's global. He's a guru, and he's talking about mastery. Mastery takes massive practice, unrelenting patience, and vast devotion. It's a very difficult obsession, and one of the best commitments you can make. Mastery of what? Mastery. Mastery, and then I respond, mastery of the egoic self, yes. Mastery of recognizing program beliefs and behaviors, yes. Mastery of maintaining an energy of inner peace and contentment, yes. Mastery of transcending the programming, yes. Everything else is all ego. Happiness is a practice skill. It's never ending. There's a very good friend of mine whose family member was just diagnosed with cancer, and even that. So let me just stay back to on Rebecca. So if Rebecca is diagnosed with cancer, is this human Rebecca, this body, but it's a transcending of the human. I've said it 100 times, but it's a transcending, and it's practicing living in and staying in a state that is beyond the human. That's where peace is. Knowing the truth is knowing who you really are. The truth about this life is knowing, discovering, living the truth of who you are. And that's the end of today's show. Wow, 9:50. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on X at RL Norrington. I'm on LinkedIn. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. My YouTube channel is growing. Thank you to my friend MD. And my first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon. That was published in 2014. But my latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth, it's an international bestseller, and it was a Amazon bestseller last year. Anyway, it's in this book, I list 56 program behaviors, and I also list behaviors that add to your happiness, 26 behaviors. Until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical universe, conscious energy, which is always changing, always growing. Love is patient. Be patient and kind to yourself. And that's another thing. This patience, it's another practice of being patient and staying patient with the unfolding. It's not easy. 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Really, universe, you want to be patient? Yes, be patient. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, happiness specialist Rebecca L. Norrington. And remember, happiness is a practice skill. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find. And your experience in every moment reflects on what you practice. Have a conscious week. Theme song. Any questions in the chat? If you have a question, type it in the chat. Or not. You know what my password is for this one MacBook? It's surrender trust. That's my password. Don't tell anybody. Surrender trust. Have a conscious week, everyone.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah.
Spiritual.
It's a new experience. You got a question for RLA? It's time to get some answers, baby.
Someone told me I blink too much. Am I blinking too much?
Time to get down.